Alright, so we got walking down Commercial, Frick Trail. This is the easy one. You know, the waterfall is clearly the feature. And if you remember the photos, you know, I do have a photo of that. And you can't really see it in this photo. So I need to get a better shot of this, or I really need to do an illustration of it. Alright, so story point 3, waterfall, trail. So, if, you know, this is the hillsides, and we got a creek here, some rocks. Big scary rock, it's dark under here. And then we got this waterfall that sort of cuts through it. Alright. And there's trees, you know, there's lots of trees here. You know, you are in Frick Park after all, so trees and lots of growth. And that was the problem in taking the photo. There was a lot of vegetation around here, made it difficult to actually get up to the waterfall, so maybe illustrating that as a picture might be easier. So that kind of looks like a cave. It's not really good. Anyway. So that's a waterfall. An option might be to use the photo of the trail. I know there's trees, and then there's this trail that winds in between the trees, and then, you know, the waterfall is sort of way back in here. So that's an option too. Trail. Call that 3A. Alright, what's the next one? Shady Ave, the steep hill. Let's see, when I went for my walk the other day, I did not walk all the way to the school. So what I was thinking I could do is, you know, use Street View here. So this is Commercial. So it's actually Tilbury, and then it turns into Shady. So let's see. Here we go. Here's our Street View guy. We should be able to plop him down and be able to see what this looks like. Alright, so we're on Tilbury Ave. Alright, so this is at the top. We need to move down to this odd intersection down here. I think this is where it begins to get interesting. So if we just continue down Shady, because we have to get to a point where we can see the top. As soon as you can see the intersection at the top, then you sort of realize what a steep hill it is, right? So this might be a good shot, and I could just take a screenshot and use this. Of course, correct the rotation. Looks like the planet is not level. Alright, so that's my reference. Alright, so story point number 4, Shady, and it's a steep hill. You know, lots of green here, but then you also, you know, you got buildings, you've got the temple here, and houses, and the traffic light is way up here, and cars. You know, we'll want to show that there's a lot of cars here too, to contrast with the forest we were just in. Alright, and our final panel, if I'm just doing 5 panels, is coming up to the school. And you know, I don't think I have a photo of the school yet. But again, we could go back to our Google Maps, and I believe that's where the school is. So if we drag our little guy there, and oops, that is not what I wanted to do. Ah, there's the school. Oh, look at that truck is in the way. And there we are. Beautiful. Everything's nice and green. So again, that's either something we can use as reference for our sketch, and or we can certainly some kind of entrance here and something down here, right? And sign, something like that. Rough sketches. So we're at the school. We've arrived. The alternate for this guy, or let's say maybe it's panel 6, is we should have a shot of the classroom, I think. You know, we could a nice new projector with the whiteboard. All these old computers. These are windows. Should be a door here somewhere, right? So we could have the room here. And this is going to be an optional thing. Depends on how much work I want to do, right? So again, you know, this can be solved using photography. You know, we can use photographs for almost all of these items. You know, with a little bit more work, I'd have to redo the you know, the waterfall photo, and I would need to take photos of the street sign. I would need to take a photo of the school. Or maybe I could use Google Maps for that too. So that covered all of my items, and even made another optional one for the classroom, which I think is nice. So there we have it. All our story points. The next step would be to do descriptions of the scenes. Well, this is sort of covered by our sketches. The script is certainly very important, and in my case, it's going to do. It'll deal mostly with narration. For example, if we zoom back in on this guy. When we're talking about narration, we're talking about these boxes that sort of hover over, and I have typically seen them. This is not a good color selector. With a yellow background. There we go. And then the text, there's black text inside. And it's good to have these in your larger sketches. In your you know, you could draw this out on an 8.5 by 11 page. And oops, that is not good. Let's put that back. So this is our 8.5 by 11 page. Then you can think about your panel sizes, you know, how you want to orient them. And this is getting kind of weird here. And you know, number them. When you're working on an 8.5 by 11, you can draw these to size, And when you're drawing these sketches much larger, you can plan for your word bubbles. You know, if you're going to have characters talk, or if you're going to have characters think, then you'll use one of these three devices. And again, it's just a square box for narration. So as I'm sketching these, I can also decide, well, where does it make sense to put my narration boxes? You know, maybe up here, maybe centered down here at the bottom. It's really has to do with the composition, and if it's going to get in the way of anything, like this might be better down here. And you don't have to write your actual text there. That should be typed up separately in a Google Doc or into Inkscape directly, because in Inkscape, that's where we'll be setting all our type and putting it over top of our sketches, our drawings, or our photos. So there's no need to write your script in your sketchbook, but you can. So that's it. That is what I want to see the next time we get together to review your pre-production planning. That's what this is called. Pre-production deals with the story and anything that's created prior to actually producing the comic book page, whether it's whether you're going to be creating drawings or taking photographs. And that's all I have. Please ask questions on the Google group. Thank you. Bye-bye.